Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and I am back with another origami lesson. This week we are going to be doing sharks, and these black fish here, black and white fish, are called remora, and these are commonly found swimming right alongside sharks and other sea creatures, and they are helpers. They help to clean the shark, get barnacles and other things that are on his skin. Also, they even clean his teeth. So here are his teeth right there. I drew them in. And they are known as remora. So I thought it would be kind of cool to show them as well, since I like to tell stories with my origami projects. So this week I'm just going to illustrate the symbiotic relationship between these remora fish and the shark. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with a square piece of paper, and we'll start with the white side up. So I'm going to position it sort of more in a diamond shape, and then I'm going to do a diagonal fold. That's the first step. So when I fold my paper in half diagonally, and I'm sure I have the edges matched up, just so I put one of my fingers down to hold the two layers together, and then with my other hand I kind of draw a line beneath that top finger, and that sort of locks the paper in place. And then I know I'm sure that I can go back and forth and make a nice firm crease that way. And then from here we're going to leave it folded in half diagonally, and then what we're going to do is bring the top flap down at an angle. I'm kind of trying to leave this one side a little bit wider than the front, because the front side is going to be his head, and then the back side is going to be his tail. So it's not an exact fold or measurement by any means, but I'm just trying to illustrate that I'm trying to leave one section here wider than the other section. Then we're going to flip our paper over, and we're going to match up the other side. So now I'm going to rotate it around this way again. So it should look like this. So before it was like this, and now I'm just matching up that other flap. And you can decide which side you want the head to be on. And then I'm going to take this top flap, and I'm just going to do a pleat fold. So I'm going to leave a very thin section over here pleated. Okay. So that, you know what? This is basically the shark base. This is as complicated as it gets. This fatter end over here, I'm going to fold to the side and create his tail. Now you can leave it like that, or if you're up for a more challenging fold, you can then unfold it. This is going to be an outside reverse, and then you're going to open up your model almost flat, and then right here where there's a little V-shaped crease, you're going to kind of push it so that it's starting to curve to the other side. So when I show you, you can see how it's kind of curving up. And then with that still like that, you're going to fold your paper in half. And now you have paper on both sides. Outside reverse. Just like that. If you don't want to do that, you can just leave it like that. Now what I like to do is I'm going to make a little cut here so that we can split it for the tail. You don't have to. If you want to, you can. So I just made a little cut right there, And then this way you can sort of fold it open to the side. Like that. And now basically your shark is done. What I would like to suggest is right here, this is the head, so that's the tail, and then this is the head. At the head part, I'm going to fold this little section back just a tiny little bit. And then that kind of looks like his teeth. Because of the way that this paper is colored, I won't actually need to draw teeth. You just kind of, you know, you can kind of see it from behind here. If you wanted to, you could draw maybe some little black lines or something like that. That is the shark model. Pretty easy, right? So now we can move him to the side, and now we can think about making his friends, the Remora. These are the little black and white fish that help him. So what I'm gonna do is actually grab another piece of paper. This is a square piece of paper, and I'm gonna cut it into quarters because otherwise this fish is gonna be just as big or too big for the shark, because we want it in proportion. So to do that, I'm just gonna fold my paper in half, book fold, and then I'm gonna rotate it and fold it again. And now I have a nice crease here in the paper. I'm just gonna cut right on that crease. Now I have enough to make 4 fish. I will just demonstrate it once though. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is a very similar start to the shark. We're gonna fold it in half diagonally. And then we're gonna unfold, and then I'm gonna rotate it around so the crease is going up and down. And what we're going to do is do a modified kite base by bringing the edges, the outside, two of the lower edges almost into the central crease. And we are going to, did this modified kite base. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold our fish. So flip it over so that it's just on the solid black side. And then you're gonna flip it over. And fold it in half like this. Okay, I'm going to rotate this around so that the folded edge is pointing away from me. And now what I'm going to do is this white raw edge over here, I'm gonna fold it down so that it lines up with this black edge. Just like that. So here I'll hold it up to the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna flip it over on the back side and do the same thing. Match it up. Okay? So it's gonna look like this. And now actually what I'm going to do is just thin it down, because these fish are really super skinny. They have a very interesting shape. So I'm just going to take the opposite side of the flap that we just folded down, and I'm going to fold it down. Just like that. So then I'm going to flip this over. I flipped it over to the other side now. And I'm going to do the same thing. Just like that. So it was like this, and now I'm going to fold it in half like this. So it's basically, I'm just narrowing the fish body down. And that is the Remora. So from there, you can put it on your shark and decorate it with eye and a little stripe here. And then with your fish, you could add a black eye there. I can find my marker. you can just draw a big black eye, because those sharks have really big black eyes, don't they? And there you go. Then you can make a few more fish, remora fish, and maybe stick one. I'm using glue sticks. You can use some glue sticks so that they actually stick down on top of the shark. And that is basically this week's project. So I hope you enjoy and have fun making yourself a shark and some remora. Take care. Bye-bye.